So this is a Superbike Slick, and in the last video I explained the different compounds of tire. But how do motorcycle tires actually grip? Let me explain. So the easiest and simplest way that most people explain how motorcycle tires get grip is through this thing called friction. And that's because friction generates heat. And to get the optimum grip from your motorcycle's tires, you have to generate friction. So how is friction generated? A lot of people like to quote Amundsen's friction of law, which states that the friction force is directly proportional to the applied load. And when people use this law as a reference, they usually state that load equals more friction. But the ratio is actually not 1-to-1, because the way to generate friction in rubber isn't so straightforward. Let me explain. So if heat in the tires equals grip, and to generate heat requires friction, how do we get more friction on the tire if adding more load to the tire doesn't necessarily mean more friction? See, tires actually generate friction in 3 different ways: adhesion, deformation, and wear. But before I get into that, let me explain how a motorcycle tire initiates a turn. So imagine the triangular shape of your tire being like 2 cups. The way a motorcycle tire initiates a turn is called a slip angle. If you're making a left turn, the front tire will initially make a right and eventually fall to the left like so. That left that I just demonstrated is called camber thrust, but that'll be for the long form video of this tutorial. Now, why is that significant? Well, under Amundsen's law, the amount of load pushing down on the tire is proportional to the amount of grip, or friction. But when you lean the motorcycle over, you're supposed to have more grip, right? But you see the issue here? There's no load being pushed directly above. So your motorcycle tires actually generate heat, or friction, through deformation. Now, when the motorcycle tire is leaned over, there's 3 forms of deformation. One is lateral, one is radial, and the last one is tangential. Not to be confused with Gixxer Never mind. So what I'm getting at here is your tires actually need to flex to generate friction, because friction generates heat, and heat equals more grip. One way to generate more friction with your tires is to accelerate hard and then brake hard, because again, that causes the tire to flex under load, and the other way would just be to ride it. Because again, when the tire is sideways, 3 forms of deformation occur, which generates more friction, and friction equals heat, and heat equals more grip. Now, I have a longer form video about this topic. It will be on YouTube, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because there's a lot more that I can explain. Have a Gixxer day.